opinions, thoughts, and language expressed on this show are solely those of the individuals on the panel. They do not represent the thoughts or opinions of any employers, family or friends, corporations, sponsors, affiliates, or fake people. Please sit back and enjoy. And welcome to all our subscribers and viewers. You're probably wondering, this is cash, ash, or trash, right? No. Well, welcome to the newly dubbed Fresh Cuts. This is our take of a barbershop around the style, around the horn kind of conversation at a barbershop.
Our host can't even talk.
Yeah, so I'm over here talking in the chair, and I shouldn't be doing that because I'm gonna get zeked. So before I even tell you what we're gonna talk about today, let's get to know the people that we have here on our panel.
What up? It's your boy Steve, aka Stevie P, aka the Handsome Hater, aka Mr. You Love It, I Hate It, aka Mr. That's Trash, and more importantly, Boston.
What up? It's your boy Black Stephen, Brujo Mars. We out here in the building, you know what I'm saying? Cali representing. You see the sunset, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and Boston.
What's up, everybody? It's Ali, aka Hafa. I'm repping that BX gang all day, coming to you straight from Houston, Texas. Shout outs to my family. Love y'all. And Boston.
This is the guy you know as the MERC, the Merc. Queen, stand up. Boston, hit subscribe and enjoy the show.
So now you've seen our esteemed panel here, and the guy I believe to my right here on the camera, aka Mr. You Love It, I Hate It, Stevie P, drove the change of the name of the show. So now that you know who's on the panel, we're gonna go ahead and start talking about our fresh cut stuff. So we'll dive in right now. Fresh cut number 1, The Bronx is Wild, Clout Runner, the hip hop generation, trolling versus expression. Comment below using hashtag FreshCutDS1 to be a part of the conversation. That's gonna make the behind the scenes.
Way harsh, Ty.
By update, my sister is officially safe. She has left the Bronx.
Oh,
What?
She's on her way home.
Yeah,
So she's officially safe now.
It's like escape from New York, escape from LA. Bronx has been savage this summer, real savage.
It's kind of
it's been bad.
Crazy. When you got people like Mano making rap songs about why kids shouldn't be killed out here, it's like
Mano.
It's that song. I was like, I tripped out listening to that shit. I was like, it's Mano?
So speak of that, I saw you know how I hate that you guys like 6ix9ine, not you.
Yeah, you know I don't.
Steve. Yeah, I'm talking about Stevie P and Hoffa.
Yeah.
I'm picking up my kid from my parents' house. You know, all of a sudden I hear kids blasting music. These kids are like 10 years old blasting 6ix9ine. I'm just like, why? So that's the type of music you guys like, right? The little 10, 12-year-old music.
He got good songs.
Listen, here's the problem, right? Music is not intended to be like censored. Shall I say, not censored per se. I don't think that you create music saying this is for everybody. You create music for a selective group of listeners, right? Like if you make gangster rap, pretty much people who like gangster rap are gonna listen to that. The challenge is we live in a world now where you can't really segregate things anymore. Everybody's gonna hear whatever you put out there. So, you know, if you make pop music, not only pop fans are gonna listen to you, everybody around the world is gonna listen to you. And that's why, like 6ix9ine, the music that he made, maybe he's a fake thug, maybe it's fake gangster rap, but it's gangster rap. So if you've like
seen Clout Runner, right? But real talk, like the whole, you know, he's a clout runner, right? That meme.
Oh, 100%.
Where he's running, you saw him running,
he claims
right?
I haven't seen it.
Man.
I heard it's funny, but I haven't
Oh
seen
my God! Somebody please send them that.
It's it looked the only yo, why was he in his underwear though? Why was he running in his underwear?
I haven't seen it.
With an AK.
Yeah, I was like, he's got an AK in his hand and his boxers on running. I didn't get it.
Ali, can you send it to him right now so he can see it? Because I can't on my phone, please.
Let me,
But he admits that he's a troll because like when he went to Chicago and he was like filming on some street And he was like, "Yo, I'm in such and such street. Where you at?"
Whole block.
Somebody was saying like they put it all together, and they were saying like how he was there at like 4 a.m.
with
So that's why.
bodyguards and stuff.
Yeah, so that's why nobody was out in the street. So like he knows it. He's doing it on purpose. Like
I mean, he said it. He copped the plea when Triple X
100%.
died. He said, I troll too much. I don't want to die. Like,
All that.
So yeah, it should be replied there. It should be the first.
I'm looking at it right now too.
Yo, so I think Steve had brought this up in the chat. So I guess we kind of after you watch it, yo. But the funny thing is, like, he shot down.
why is he running like that?
why is he wearing that?
I don't know.
Where is he anyway?
Yo, he an industry plant, son. That's like that's it. That's it.
Daniel is an industry plant, 100%. Daniel.
Yo, he runs crazy.
Wild,
so Stevie P, they've been making memes, and they do it like Temple Run. They put Cloud Run, and he's just running to show that video of him running.
Ah, man.
I like when he gets thrown off the Colossus.
Yeah, but I don't think that this is bad though. Like, you gotta understand this.
What?
No, like
you're kidding, right?
It's bad. It's bad.
For
but
his image.
He didn't start this though.
Doing it's bad.
No,
that's what I mean. Where's
think
the credit?
I disagree.
I think that. Well, here's the thing.
I just feel like
I'm struggling with
the rule. Look, man, like I feel like the rules have changed, man, and the rules are trash now, man. Like,
you see, that's the problem, though.
Like, there's no rules no more. Like,
you can't.
That shit is wild corny. That shit is so corny, G.
But it's corny to you.
No, it's corny. Period.
Corny.
That shit. No, that shit's corny.
You are not.
No, that shit is no. I don't give a fuck. Yes,
See?
I am.
There you go.
That shit
but
is
that's why he doesn't
corny.
cater to you.
No,
because you fit the mold of exactly what he hates about his trollers, which is like
that nigga's
school mentality
as fuck, bruh.
If it's not what you
if it's an old school mentality, I'm staying old school. Like that new school shit is bullshit.
But I mean, you just heard what Rob said when he was like he heard 10-year-olds playing his music. Like that, little kids love, like they love him.
Little kids, like they were not, they're not trying to.
Yeah, but you got to remember these little kids.
Why do you blame 6ix9ine for 10-year-olds listening to his music and not the fucking parents of those 10-year-olds?
Yeah, but it just speaks to the era. I just say it speaks to the era. The era we live in is trash, man. Like,
but you gotta remember these little kids grew up playing video games on Xbox Live and PlayStation, and they've all been trolling each other since they're like 5.
Yeah.
This is just the next logical step. Some dude trolling in real life.
The best troll is the best troller, and it's like that's what they're looking for.
But I don't blame the kids for listening.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
I'm just trying to point out these are his numbers. His millions of streams are coming from this.
But he can't
not from
that. He can't control it. I don't think when he goes in the booth, he's thinking about 10-year-old children listening to his songs.
He's not. He's thinking about the bag. I get it. He's thinking about the money. And I get that. That's not what I'm
agree with you. Like at some point, he has to realize like there are people listening to his music who might think that the things that he glorifies actually matter, right? And
when he goes to LA and fucks with the Bloods, don't do that. Like you're gonna get got. Don't go to the Bronx.
But you know what? No, but here's the thing. You guys know this. You guys agree with me on this.
Because we grew.
Sometimes people need to learn from other people. So, like, if you think that what he's doing is cool, and he goes to freaking Watts and runs up on some Pyrus, and he goes, "Yo, I'm here," and they beat the shit out of him. I think.
Like, here's what I'm gonna tell you. What's even more trash about that? Because this is what's really gonna happen.
He's gonna pay his
niggas.
Of course.
Them niggas are gonna press him. He's gonna come out with a few stacks, and then them niggas verify him.
My guy,
who got got like that?
That's what happens. That's
who got like that recently. Somebody just got like that, like a couple months ago.
No, but
they went to LA.
Did you just hear what happened to him? He came to San Antonio for a show, and he decided. The 6ix9ine we're talking about. He decided to do that fucking crowd surf shit, which the funniest meme of last year was he jumped and missed, and the crowd moved, and he fell in the middle. But whatever. He tried to crowd surf. He jumped in. They pushed him back on stage. He took a step back and decided to do this like running jump shit. Somebody snatched his chain right off his neck while he did it.
Off.
They pushed him back on the stage, and all his crew was like, yo, give us the chain back, give us the chain. Nobody gave the chain back. He just got it back 2 days ago. So he was on like talking about, yo, I got my chain back. So to your point, this is all about money nowadays. And that's why I can't knock the things that people are doing, because what was a hustle back in the days was being a stick-up kid, was being on the corner and hustling, was, you know, being a gang member and slinging. It was
high key. That's trash too, though.
But that's
now
what
being
I'm saying.
being a hustle, being a troll. Like,
I look at it differently, because I feel like this like level of trolling has been going on for a while. Because I consider like what Lady Gaga was doing trolling, like when she was wearing all those crazy outfits and like people were like, "What is she doing?"
But that's,
to me, it's the same thing.
I mean,
they just take.
I mean, okay, I see what you're saying. Like, it comes from the same place. Like, it's the same type of energy. But it's not the same thing, though. That's
because it's a different genre of music. Because rap is more aggressive.
He has
to take it to that level.
Like, yo, that's what it's always been that way. It's always like, do something sensational to get in front of the camera. Like, that's nothing new. That part is nothing new. But it's like the shit that happens is you ratchet up the shit that you're willing to put yourself through. And that's the part that's trash to me. Is that now we've gotten to this point where in order to get on, you got to do the dumbest, fucking, wackest, craziest shit to kill yourself. That's like, to me, that's like you've gone overboard now. Like, but everything has a threshold. Everything has a threshold, bruh. Everything has a threshold, and we've gone way past
my
that.
brother.
My G.
Can we all agree that there is a thin line between expression and trolling, right? Because I feel like you can express yourself.
Yeah,
but once you cross a line and people start wondering, is that really how you are, or is that you just trying to troll people? And I think that, to your point, it's gotten to a point now that we can't see that line. That line has been blurred out. We don't know what really is truly someone's 100%. Expression versus when somebody's like trolling.
Yeah.
I just.
But it also depends who you're trolling. Like, back to this Lady Gaga thing, he's trolling the media. She was trolling the media at this time. This cat's trolling gangs.
That's Donald Trump every week.
He's trolling the wrong people. If he didn't have his little circle, he would have been Gaga. And real talk, not to talk bad about the dead, but Triple X Tentacion, whatever his name is, how many songs did he always talk about? Like, come kill me, come do this, come do that.
Look, man, the energy you give.
He got somebody tested him, and somebody stupid tested him, because the kid was 20 and now he's dead.
Fresh cut number 2. Too soon, removed. Playlist exiled. Brand versus authenticity. Use hashtag FreshCutDS2 below to comment. You're right.
And it's sad.
Listen, may he rest in peace. But to your point, I think you actually brought up something that we definitely want to talk about, which is there such thing as too soon? Like, and I mean too soon as in, let's say somebody recently dies. We're just like, and we start to hear some stuff about them. Like, I always use the perfect example is my man Big Pun, right? Big Punisher, rest in peace. Like, greatest rapper from the Bronx in my eyes ever, right? But the moment the rest of them are trash, you said? Did you?
No, dark past.
Oh, okay. I think you said the rest of trash. I was like, kind of.
Wait, you don't like Fred the Godson?
He's all right. When he freestyles on the radio. He's all right. But for example.
Fred the Godson's all right.
Yeah, so like Big Pun, you know, we were all like, yo, his lyricism died too soon. Oh my God. Then, you know, his son, Chris Rivers, and his wife start to talk about like who he truly was as a person, right? And you're like, damn. So a totally different dude than what we thought he was, pistol whipping his wife in front of his kids and all that shit. You go, damn. Now, when you hear that shit, like, does that eliminate that too soon barrier, right? Like, you know, like can you just like start, if you hear something crazy about somebody a day after they die, like, can you just go ahead and just like, you know, talk about it?
I feel like there's nothing wrong with like telling the truth about a person. Like, if the shit is true and like you're stating facts, no embellishments, no, like, it's just like, yo, this is what happened. This is what it was. I feel like that's not disrespectful. And I also feel like there's also a way that you could do that without getting into detail. Like, that's kind of like respectful, I guess. But I would also say like anybody that like, if you was hurt by the person that like passed away, I don't expect you to like come around and be like, oh, I'm gonna speak well about this person. Like, I can't expect that from somebody that really went through some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, I guess it depends on who the person is, which I guess that's kind of shitty too. But
I think I agree. I think it also depends on like what the person did. Cause like, have y'all heard like what was the allegations with him and like his ex girl that was like pregnant? I gotta send y'all. I gotta send y'all the link, but it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's crazy. So people, I guess people were feeling a certain kind of way because like when he was killed, people kind of were feeling sorry for him. But I feel like a lot of people felt like they didn't know about his past.
Yeah.
So maybe they felt a certain kind of way. They're like, oh, we're mourning him and feeling bad for him, but he was really a bad person.
Yeah.
So,
and the other part is like, I was feeling kind of conflicted, especially after the conversation we had about the whole Kanye shit too, right? Yeah. Like me, I've said it. I'm not listening to Kanye. Like I'm not doing it. And I'm not, like R. Kelly, the same shit. Like I've deleted all R. Kelly from like, you know what I'm saying? And then there was, and then there was like this, there was this R&B chick. Her name was Sabrina Claudio. She was fired too.
Sabrina Claudio's fired.
She's fired, but yo, she
on
some racist ass wild shit that I just can't. I can't, man. Like, so she's gone out of my playlist. Like I'm listening to Alina Baraz now. Like that's it. Like that's just what it is. But
is it sad that I don't know either of those two people? So
I will send you. I'll send you some shit.
They're up and coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't send it if she's racist.
Well, I'll send you Alina Baraz.
The music's not bad though.
The music, honestly, the music's
but Kanye's music is fire. We know Kanye's
and that's the whole thing, exactly. So like the whole thing with, but how I got over the whole Big Pun shit.
Chris Pun is right.
I've been drinking. The whole reason I got over it is because like his kids and the ex-wife, they get his royalties now, right?
I think it took time, but
I think there was like a disagreement at some point with Terror Squad and Fat Joe and who got the royalties. But I think it's been all settled out, though. I think it has.
Yeah, so I believe like the family is getting the royalties. So now I bang Big Pun with no problem. I don't feel conflicted about it no more.
This is on another. This whole conversation has so many levels to it because
it really
think about the time when these guys died, when Biggie died, when Pac died.
It was a different time.
They all have the skeletons.
Yeah.
Nothing was accessible as the way it is right now.
True.
Triple X's stuff is all over.
Yeah.
You can find it all over the internet. We didn't find out about Big Pun stuff till what? The autobiography came out, or till the wife and son came out.
But I could even argue. If we go back to the LeBron, Michael Jordan shit. Like, if we really knew all Jordan's skeletons, like I feel like nowadays we kind of have a clue about how dirty my G was. But like, if we would have known that back, the fact that his gambling may have got his dad killed. But that was
out even then, though.
But like,
here's the thing. I think that we take too much stock into people's personal life to debate whether or not they're great at something that has nothing to do with who.
But I agree. But being that is the case, what I'm saying is, if the media was the same then, would we still really have the Jordan LeBron debate?
No, but then again, he would only play out to be exactly what the media wanted him to be, a useless black man in America. That's exactly what they wanted him to be. But by keeping all of that stuff under wraps, he was able to elevate to being.
Well, but even the whole Nike shit, like Republicans buy shoes too, and like all that shit that happened. Like, remember a couple years ago, he gave all this money to the police force instead of like some Black Lives Matter shit, and like people got on his case, right? So it's like, I feel like LeBron is totally opposite of that. LeBron like gives money back. He has scholarship funds.
LeBron's also very brand minded.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But because of that, I feel like that media training, like probably would have elevated LeBron. Like, I think it may not have even been a discussion. I don't think the argument would have even existed if that was.
That brings a different level to that argument where it's not even about basketball anymore. It's about who's authentic and who's been trained to be something.
But who doesn't, like, nobody thinks just in one lane like that. Everything clouds your judgment when you think about shit.
But the thing is that now you're like, where you may say, oh, well, people may think that LeBron is better because he has a clean image or he does more for his community. I'll say it sounds like he's not authentic then, right? Because if Michael Jordan was who he was and the people that he donated.
First of all, you wouldn't say that. You're a LeBron stan. Stop it.
He's just making.
I'm actually being very serious right now. Like authenticity matters to me.
I can make that argument. I could say LeBron's just doing it for the brand, and just I know what your point you're trying to make.
Yeah,
and
but if he's doing that for the brand, does it stop being authentic? Like if you're going to be supporting a Black Lives Matter movement, but you only did it because you know that it's going to put you in the right Twitter sphere.
But do you believe that, like you personally? I'm asking you, Ali. Like, do you personally?
I think personally, I believe that he is truly brand minded. I think that he expresses himself, but he also knows where he needs to draw the line to ensure that he doesn't damage his brand. I don't think that's
okay. He knows his platform. He's woke.
Yeah, I don't think that it's a lack of authenticity. I think that he's smart enough to know. I don't got to say it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Is that not inauthentic though?
No.
To some extent,
there's a difference between lying and withholding the truth, right? We believe that. Like if somebody doesn't ask you,
like not in the household I grew up in, like my dad was always like, "Yo, like they called it a lie of omission." Because when you don't tell the whole truth, it's just as bad as telling a lie.
No, but if nobody ever asked you, to tell the whole truth, why would you tell it, right? Like if somebody asked me, "Do you love me?" and you say yes, but then they find out that you love somebody else down the line, they go, "You never told me you love somebody else." You never asked that. You just asked me, "Do you love me?" and the answer is yes. You didn't ask me, "Have I ever loved somebody else?"
Ali a cold nigga. Ali a cold nigga, boy.
This is like some court of law.
But the thing is
that the question
my guys. Do words not matter?
You're true. You're right.
So if I asked you how old are you, and you told me, and you answered like in minutes, but you don't tell me how many years, that doesn't mean you're lying. You just answered the question how you thought you heard it, right? So words matter, and I think that like not avoiding saying something that can incriminate you is not being authentic. I think it's being smart. Right? I think it's knowing your position.
Self-preservation.
I think what you're saying is that he's authentic, but he's careful, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Listen, look at us right now. We're talking, but we got to be mindful of the fact that we all got fucking jobs, right? And I'm not going to say something that if an employer, my employer, which by the way, everything that we've said here on this chat are our own opinions. They do not represent our employers, our families, or anybody else related.
100%.
Yeah, say that.
100% agree.
So,
that's why you're the producer. See? You know what?
Salute you, sir.
Salute you.
Don't dab.
And you know, like for that, we're over here having just a genuine debate between a bunch of dudes waiting for a cut. Ooh, y'all guys are gonna get that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, guys gonna get that.
He really did that. He really did that.
But yeah, I think I'm talking about waiting for a cut. Some money, but that's actually gonna be the new name of the show. It's gonna be called Waiting for a Cut. It's like we're sitting at the barbershop talking, waiting for a cut. Because now we're just.
I see where your head's.
Different names.
I see where your head's at. See where your head's at.
I think
we should have a new name every week.
No. I think.
Some of y'all go to the barber still.
That hurt.
Did he let him know? Did he let him know?
Oh man!
Take the hat off for a second.
All I'm gonna say is
I got mad hair, man.
I said, let him know.
When y'all go to the barbershop and spend $40 and look the same way y'all did when y'all got there, I don't know if it's
I'm sorry. That's
like
not a strong argument. Like, I'm sorry. Like, look, my hairline's like yours, my G, but that's not a strong argument. I'm sorry. We just lost that one. We lost that.
If I go to a barbershop and pay $40, I look different.
We lost that one, man.
You get a mani-pedi when you go to.
That's true. Listen,
anyway,
I think
we're on a tangent.
Hold up. I remember this one time I was at a Yankee, like it was a Yankee game, but it was out here in California. It was a Yankees Angels game, and I seen this dude that I hadn't seen in a really long ass time, and he's
a dude you hadn't seen in a really
long ass time. So this nigga he's a barber now, right? So, like, I seen him, and he was just like, I was like, yo, what's good, my G? I ain't seen you in forever, blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, we need to catch up. He's like, yo, I'm a barber now. You need to check out my spot. Like, I'm doing it real big and all this other shit. He's like, matter of fact, yo, come on through. And I saw his eyes look up. And then he was like, you know, I could fuck with your beard or something, G. I could shape you up. And I was like, Oh
The
man.
soul.
Listen, man, the worst
That
thing
shit.
ever, the worst thing ever is when you go to a barbershop and you keep seeing them put their hands on the front of your head. You're like, yeah, it's over. Listen, if it takes longer than 2 clips for them to straighten that line in the front,
Yeah, man, it's a wrap.
if they keep
Look,
putting your
man.
head down to measure and putting yo, when they hand you the mirror and start looking at your eyes in the mirror like the little hand, that means they don't trust that what they did was right. So you in trouble. Listen, I get that too often now, so I know that for sure.
Look,
Don't get
man.
the first chair.
I've been bicking it for like forever, man. For the last
Listen, man, I've never
since
put
I've been
away-
25, G. Like here's how I know karma real. When I was a kid, my dad was losing it. My dad had the George Jefferson shit, right?
Okay.
Me and my brother used to lay into this nigga fear. Like we used to clown this nigga every day, bro. Like we was getting this nigga like every day, the head jokes and the ball jokes and all of that. Nigga, I remember turning 22.
Damn, you know the exact year
Damn,
too? That's
20.
fucked up. Were you
Nigga, karma is motherfucking real, bro. Like I don't give a shit with
It's
nobody.
like a life lost too young.
Nigga,
So,
I hate it had to be him.
yeah, they had one of those like freaking Sarah McLachlan commercials playing with him looking at
The dogs and shit. Oh man,
I will remember.
Look, man.
I saw Jesus Christ. I saw LeBron in those commercials. They saved him.
It was a young LeBron too. He was like 17 already in those commercials.
Anyway, we on a tangent.
Oh my God.
Everything is up for debate here, fellas. So
Today's technology, scoping basically history and the way we view certain people, certain athletes, certain celebrities, certain political figures, famous people, people that might influence the culture.
Everything's gonna change, man. I think nowadays, like famous people are never gonna be as famous as they used to be.
Hey, can
like,
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because I was gonna say, because like to a certain level, like with social media, we all kind of start on equal footing to a certain extent. Because like there's some normal people that you never heard of that has more followers than like a famous actress or actor.
we call them normal people, but they do something, right? Like they're famous for something. But you're right. I think that social media over the last maybe 15 years or so has created this connection, right? Like where there used to be like the celebrity myth, where it's like we all knew that, like we can talk about it with each other, like, yo, you know who I saw the other day? Yo, I was on the train, son, no lie, I saw Fab. Mm-hmm. Now nobody cares. Like I follow Fab. I don't personally, especially not after that whole Emily thing. I'm like, I'm a little iffy on whether or not I can respect what he did. But that's besides the point. We can talk about this.
Hunter, you're trying to figure out if you can respect what he did?
No, respect his music anymore. After.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the similar thing with Kanye, right? I feel like,
Has Fab really made music though?
Fresh cut number 3. For the culture. Membership has its privileges. The 4 pillars of hip-hop. NFL Pimp is strong. Use hashtag FreshCutDS3 below.
Can we talk about something? Hold on. Can we talk about something?
Really lately?
Yo, Merck said something earlier, and like it made me think about something. Like he said, like for the culture, right? And I was thinking the other day, like I feel like, you know, when we talk about like hip hop culture and like the whole history of it, right? I feel like it's very black and brown. And now it's like you look at like half the rappers out. You look at all the people that cover hip hop now. You look at like all of that shit. It's like, yo, this shit is happening the same way that happened to like jazz and country and all that, where it like started very ethnic and then it like
rock.
Yo, it's shit. There's gonna be no black people. There's gonna be no black rappers in like 10 years, bro.
My guy. Have we not talked about the gentrification of everything that is hip hop culture?
Man,
it is inevitable that it will all be white shadowed over some point.
So what is it like are we gonna come up with some new music that's gonna shift to some other shit, or what? Like, where do we go now?
But that's what they always talk about culture, that, well, in regards to black and brown, that it's always being pirated and you always make up something new. In the original, it was jazz. Then it was rock. Then it was hip hop. Next.
So what's the next? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Here's the thing, guys. I think it has to do more with how our interests change, because I think that if somebody, a younger youth right now, actually, this talks about what we talked about with 6ix9ine himself, right? Like, part of the reason why I actually support him is because he's a Latino. Like, the Latin people in hip hop, I hope you guys know when you guys mention the word brown in hip hop, it actually doesn't exist. Name the last Latin rapper that you know that either won a Grammy or sold a platinum album.
Pitbull.
Nope. Don't listen. Let's not talk about Pitbull. I love Pitbull, but like,
you were bumping that 305.
When Pitbull first came out.
Yo,
can we
on the
agree
Smack
on that?
DVDs? On the Smack DVDs, that was on repeat.
305 till I die. Listen, man. But he's
well, hold on. Okay, so but let's talk about it though, because even though, like, let's say there hasn't been any specifically Latino rappers like, you know, that have been popular over the last however many years, but like the Latino influence on hip hop, like, come on, man, it's undeniable.
But
they were there from the beginning.
By not supporting it and recognizing it, you start squashing that. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's actually a lot of underground Latin rappers who actually say that they're not supported by their fellow Black brethren. And what ends up happening is they feel ostracized, that they're like, I'm a weirdo in hip hop. And they end up quitting. And the amount of rappers that end up just quitting and doing something completely different.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like, that you have a group of people who want to rise, but you're pushing them down. Of course, the other side is going to keep growing because they keep getting pushed up. Like, that's what's happening.
But there's another medium for them. There's another medium for them, because the trap and reggaeton is where it's at right now in regards to the Latin community. And at this time,
Bad Bunny, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's accepted everywhere.
Everywhere. Like the most popular Latin person other than Cardi B right now.
And to be honest, J Balvin is the most listened to artist in the world. He passed Drake recently on Spotify.
That's great.
Numbers wise, like 48.
Shout outs to J Balvin.
Yeah, man.
You know, so
like, I think a lot of it is just that.
That's like, you got the weird ass braces the last couple of videos.
It's off.
Go ahead, Stevie P.
But I think a lot of it ties back to the connection to like young people, because like hip hop is cool, and it's like it's in a lot of, it's like in commercials. It's tied to basketball, sports. So like a lot of these kids want to be tied to the cool thing. So I think it just ties back to like the youth. Like the youth really dictates what's popular. Like that's why it's like I think Rolling Stone came out with like a survey or something recently where they were saying like the most popular type of music is hip hop. I mean, it's just it's inevitable.
I mean, I feel like it's been that since the 90s though. I feel like the most Can
I alter your point a little bit, Steve?
Absolutely. Producer?
Well, Stevie P. Because I feel like what you said resonates with me, but for a different reason. You guys ever heard the phrase membership has its privileges?
Yeah.
There's a power in exclusivity, right? When hip hop started, everybody remembers in August, the day that, you know, hip hop officially started with DJ her mixing in the
BX.
Sedgwick and Cedar, man.
Oh my God, how am I forgetting the name of the block?
Come on, Jesus Christ, Sedgwick. He's just
Sedgwick and Cedar.
Thank you, Sedgwick.
Jesus.
Did I not just? Did I?
Yes, you did.
You call it Sedgwick? It's Sedgwick.
I said Sedgwick and Cedar, bruh.
Oh, okay.
You were in the Bronx. You didn't even remember.
Hey, listen, kiss my ass, bro. So when they had that party there, everybody who was there remembers what happened at that party. Everybody who didn't go wishes they were there. Eventually, these parties became nightclubs and lounges in the city. And that's when everybody was like, yo, I remember Studio 54. Remember, that shit was a big deal in the 80s. And people in the 90s, when they see all these documentaries about it, were like, damn, I wish I would have went to Studio 54. Exclusivity has its perks, right? And like the more exclusive something is, the more people want to be a part of it. And you can actually create a level of exclusivity just by keeping it organically to the people who cared about it in the first place. And that's how hip hop started. You cared about the 4 pillars of hip hop, you were hip hop. That's it, right? Like then the moment that people were like, oh man, those dudes, I like that.
Yo, I haven't heard that phrase in like forever. The 4 pillars of hip hop. Like That shit's wild. Like I remember like in the 90s, that was like you would get pressed on like shit like that. And then like I haven't even thought about this shit in the last like probably 10 years. That shit's wild to me.
Yeah, man. Do you guys remember the 4 pillars of hip hop?
Yeah, breakdancing,
Graffiti. Yeah.
That was the art.
DJing.
MCing.
And the MC. Listen, and if you're watching this on YouTube and you didn't know that, and you listen to hip hop music, this is what we're talking about.
Did you learn?
Like, this means you're a fan of the music. You don't understand where its history came from, and I think that's what a lot of things in this country. It's freaking America. In America, we do a lot of things. Like people eat sushi and they don't know where it originally came from in terms of like how the Japanese culture began with it, how they eat it, why they eat it the way they eat it. Right? It's like, oh, I just like the way it tastes. You get to learn about something. I think
yeah, that's why we got so many fusion restaurants out here. Them shits is trash.
Yeah. You can steal anything and make it your own now.
Yeah.
But to your point, Ali, like Nas said, inclusiveness is a hell of a drug, and that's what it's decided.
I like that. Inclusiveness is a hell of a drug.
Maybe you should give it a listen, Diddy. Give it a listen.
For what?
The Nas album.
Because it's Nasir.
I heard it.
Won't do it.
I ain't like it.
Nah, won't do it. Kanye produced it. Kanye still produced it. Nah, we good.
Kanye. Well, listen. What do you guys think about Kanye saying that he never really said that slavery was a choice? How you guys?
Nah, get the fuck out of here.
That's a backtrack.
That's literally.
Nigga, we heard you. What are you talking about? We heard you.
New York Times article where he basically said,
nigga, that sounds like a choice. We
they
heard
asked
you.
him if black people don't support him anymore. Would
He said he don't care or something like that.
He said basically that that's not going to happen.
I mean,
he has a point.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
I mean, that's like a backhand, like.
But I mean, but he's not lying. I mean, the truth of the matter is like people don't really like go at like the shit that they say they believe in. The niggas don't really believe in. Like niggas paying lip service to shit.
They don't have conviction
at all. No conviction whatsoever.
But you listen to Pusha T album.
I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, some people give up and still want to listen to Pusha T album.
Yeah,
that's me.
but you know, we talked about this in our podcast a little bit. How there is an abused relationship mentality that exists in this country, where there's a lot of folks who will continue to do something even though they know it's detrimental to them or against their beliefs or whatever it is, just because the person who's actually in control tells them that it's going to keep being that way.
Look, man, when the pussy be good, bruh.
Listen, if Kanye tells you, listen, I don't really think that any of you four, like us four right now talking, are going to stop listening to my music, and we keep listening to him, he's not wrong. And we're the ones who are actually admitting that he's in control in this situation, right? When the NFL says, yo, listen, we're going to control our players, and y'all still going to watch the game.
When the NFL says, fuck all y'all niggas, y'all still going to watch this shit. Like, that's what they doing. Like, the NFL is that nigga on the block that's like, nigga, like, if you walking with your girl and he smack your girl in the ass, and because he like 6'9" and fucking whatever, he like, nigga, you ain't going to do shit. That's the NFL right now.
I don't agree with that. That's too far right there.
You gotta push your girl in front of
me. You still watching?
Oh hell yeah! I never said I'm not gonna stop watching NFL, but just that analogy got me a little like.
I'm just saying that's what the NFL doing. The NFL is like, yo, y'all don't like it, but y'all still gonna watch. That's like, at the end of the day, that's what they saying.
Fresh cut number 4. Eagles win a Super Bowl in a super trash season. The backtracking administration. It means most people ain't like us. Use hashtag FreshCutDS4 below to join the conversation.
Hold up, real quick. Speaking of the NFL though, what's the Giants player? They found a dead body in this nigga's basement and shit.
Yeah, Janoris Jenkins.
The fuck? What's going on, guys? Talk to me.
He wasn't there, so we don't know if it's him. It sounds maybe like a little family relative might have did something.
But if that's his house, he's gonna get in trouble, right?
Oh, he's fucked. But if he didn't do anything, I'm pretty sure he's still.
All I'm just saying is I just remember how Giants fans used to always talk about Cowboys fans. You know what I'm saying? About like the White House and the party and shit. Y'all niggas niggas ain't that far behind, son.
Wait,
like
wait,
y'all got
wait,
niggas that
wait,
shoot
wait.
theyself in the leg and
You
shit.
talking like you a
Like we
Cowboys
not gonna
fan.
talk about. No, I'm just saying.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
I used to be. But I got grudges. I gotta settle grudges because y'all niggas used to talk mad shit. So now I'm coming at y'all. Let's
you
go.
a former Cowboys
Let's fucking
fan
go.
who's
Let's
still
talk about
defending the
Plaxico
Cowboys.
and shit.
Because we shoot ourselves in the leg, but still win titles.
Okay, we still got more than y'all. You know what? I can't even say that no more. I'm
This
done.
dynasty, yeah, you haven't won
Hey,
more than
you
like
know what?
50 years.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm
20
no
years.
longer a Cowboys fan. Cowboys are trash. You're
when
absolutely
you
right.
have an-
The only person that could talk right now
Right.
are the dumbass Eagles, and it is what it is. They got theirs.
And
Go
listen,
ahead,
I'm kind of
Hopper.
frustrated because as an Eagles fan, it's rough for me to know that kind of like the worst year in NFL history in terms of like the social aspect,
That's the year y'all won.
all that stuff, and it's like it's the year that we won, right? And it's
Not only the year that you won, but you guys are like the best team in the division by far.
By far.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
You're gonna be good.
Not
for
this year. Not coming this year.
Yes,
this year,
Nah.
listen,
that team is stacked. You're crazy.
That team, didn't they lose their safety also or linebacker?
yeah, I was gonna say I can't really debate it because
I won't really know anyway. So
Yeah, it's not like you guys gonna watch. So what the hell do y'all know?
yeah,
Y'all ain't the best team.
Listen, but fly Eagles fly, and listen, if y'all still want me to do stuff for y'all, fine, but I won't do anything for the NFL.
Nah, fuck all y'all.
Hey,
fuck all y'all
What's the
niggas that's
topic?
still playing too. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it. Boycott, bitch. Do
Easy
it.
to say when you don't make millions.
Here's my problem with that.
Easy to say when you don't make millions.
Yeah, set your money aside, bitch. You should have money saved for a rainy fucking day.
But you know what?
Save your fucking money, boycott, bitch. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
But what you just said is that there's a price for your freedom. That millions are worth you taking away your own privilege.
That's what that's the game we play that they do. Let's be real. Why aren't all of them? Why isn't there a strike? Why isn't there an NFL? Especially after the new rule change.
They should have.
The new rule change.
They absolutely should.
A strike to fix that shit right away.
They absolutely should.
And
they absolutely and they won't because exactly what Steve P said. Nobody's convicted these days.
Listen,
nobody.
Roger Goodell,
not nobody.
Black youth are convicted at a large rate in this country. So that's
and also shot at a large rate in this country.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, by police, and we have police friends, so it's not.
Cop shot the kid. Did he?
It's not about hating the cops. It's just,
I don't like the album. I don't know why she giving me song titles.
Keep referring it back.
So my question for you guys was, here's an interesting one for you. Who had the bigger backtrack this month? Kanye on his slavery comment, or the Trump administration on their immigration control? What do you guys think was the bigger backtrack this month?
Trash on the Trump administration. They definitely had the biggest backtrack. It was literally days where he backtracked in 3 days?
Yeah, it's about 3 days.
Where he said, I can't do anything. Then all of a sudden, I did something.
But
you're welcome.
But did he really do anything? Because didn't they say they still gonna fucking separate kids after a grace period or some dumb shit?
But saying it publicly, you know what I mean? Like when you go 3 days after saying that there's no level of control that you have in the situation, and then you sign an executive order that shows you did have control.
But my question is, what did the executive order really do?
It's the messages sense.
It did nothing. It did absolutely nothing.
There's people in his base who feel really strongly that he has so many, his convictions are really strong. He won't change his stance on anything. He'd rather watch his haters hate him.
Idiots. They're idiots because convictions mean nothing when you're doing the stuff that he's doing.
It's not that they're idiots. It's that they realize that whether it socially, economically, politically, they're gonna have an advantage by having this guy there. So whatever that's all they're going after. That's their motivation. That's it. So they're not idiots because it's self-preservation at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So they're not idiots, but they're liars. They're liars and hypocrites. Absolutely.
Let's Stevie P.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think it's also a contradiction because, I don't really know how much weight his words even have because he lies like all like
Duh.
he's constantly lying
They have a ticker.
About every
so
like,
it-
how do you believe anything that comes out this guy's mouth?
So I was waiting for somebody to say that because I'm
Yeah,
one of those people who loves bringing things full circle, right? Remember what we started talking about? That line between expression and trolling?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at what point do we think this is truly how he is as a person?
Yo,
versus
he's
him trolling?
definitely trolling niggas.
Trolling the
What?
hustle.
What? Trump is
So what
definitely a
differentiates
troll. What are you
him?
talking about?
So what differentiates him from 6ix9ine?
I don't like neither one of them niggas,
Yeah.
bro. What are you
You're
talking
the one that
about?
likes 6ix9ine,
You're the
so
one
you
that
like
likes that nigga.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
like that nigga, bro. Fuck both of them. What are you talking about?
One of them is getting
Ask
platinum
yourself that
singles.
question, my
Listen,
G.
no, but one of them is getting platinum singles. The other one's in the highest position of office in this country. So you tell me who's failing.
But hold up.
That's
That's the difference. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, my nigga. Just because you can don't mean you should.
But if the majority of the people out there are supporting it,
I don't
you're in
give
the
a fuck.
minority.
I don't give a fuck about the minority or the majority, nigga. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
But that's
I don't
not the
give
way
a
the
fuck
game
about
is
that
played,
shit.
unfortunately.
And I get that, but I still have the right to say fuck all of y'all niggas for feeling however the fuck you feel
Absolutely.
about- You know what I'm saying?
And they have the same right. And again, I'm saying they because I'm not on that boat.
Absolutely.
I'm playing the role of presenting their side of the argument. They have
Devil's
the right
advocate.
to say,
Playing the role. Oh, okay.
listen, I'm a 6ix9ine fan. I'm not a Trump supporter by any means.
You,
And
you live in Texas? Don't you live in Texas? I
Yeah.
thought Texas red as fuck, ain't it?
not
Yeah,
Houston.
putting all the info out
Houston
there.
is blue as hell.
Houston? I knew Austin was. I didn't know Houston was blue.
Houston, and San Antonio are blue.
San Antonio's blue too?
Yeah, the rest of the state is
Damn.
Really? The last time I was, that was shocking as fuck. I saw mad Confederate flags last time I was in
But
San
the Confederate flag means something different in the South.
Different,
than
it does.
The country, it really does. And listen,
We're not gonna have it.
I'm
We're
not
not gonna
saying-
do this.
Saying
We're not gonna do this,
I'm not
guys.
saying that
We're
I'm
not gonna
have one in
fucking do
my
this.
backyard.
We're not gonna fucking do this.
Yes, we
Nah.
are.
We're
Yes,
not
we
gonna. Nah, we're
Listen.
not having this convo.
The Confederate flag
We'll have it next
is
week.
a representation of the South to people who still believe that
So
they're from South.
Ali, what did you say earlier in this? I was gonna say podcast, but this show. Words have meaning, right?
Mhm.
So symbols also have meaning, right?
Yeah, but you can put a symbol.
Okay, no, ain't no yeah, but symbols also have meaning, right?
But it matters.
There ain't no but.
No.
Symbols also have meaning, correct?
No. Listen.
Symbols don't?
So isn't
What
it in
are
the
you
eye of the
talking
beholder?
about?
Isn't it in the eye of the beholder?
No. Shit means shit, bruh. Shit means shit. Look, okay. No. So what did the Confederacy fight for?
That's what I was just gonna say. I get his.
What did
argument
the
because
Confederacy fight for?
What it stands for.
Don't do
I know
not.
what you're
No.
saying.
No.
Listen,
No. That's a line in the sand right there. Fuck no.
you can draw the line. Listen, I'm going to
Fuck
say whatever the hell I feel like saying. What I'm
Fuck
saying
that.
is,
Oh, of course.
the people who wave that flag, they have their own beliefs. I'm not saying I align with them.
Fuck them.
I don't
Fuck
align
all
with
of
them.
them.
I don't.
You're not my
I think
friend. You're not ever gonna be my friend. You're not gonna be in my circle. Like
But,
fuck.
but
I don't
again,
give a
I don't
fuck.
think that they want to be your fucking friend.
And
I don't
that's
think you
cool
understand
too.
that. Like, you
But
can
fuck
say
them.
that,
But
they don't
I can say
care.
fuck them. Shit. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
But they don't care. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, the problem is, if you're drawing a line in the sand, you're also making sure that there's never going to be a discussion. Period. You're saying that.
That's not what I'm saying.
So their symbols.
That's
to
not
you,
what I'm saying. I'm saying you got to get that
them
shit
right
the
back.
fuck out of here, or we ain't got shit else to talk about. Like,
There you go.
it's that simple.
But you know what?
It's that simple.
But you know, there's black people from the South that actually like the
And
Confederate
fuck them too.
That's
Fuck
crazy.
them niggas.
Ludacris
Fuck
had it
them
in the top
niggas
of his
too.
album, if you guys
But
remember.
I feel like
And fuck them niggas. Fuck all them niggas too.
I feel like at a certain point, certain symbols just represent a certain thing. Like, 'cause I
Okay,
know-
the
'cause I
Nazi.
know-
What's the swastika?
That's perfect.
Right.
The swastika
That's
is
the
a
perfect
religious
example.
symbol.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna bring up.
Yes.
Nigga, if you see that shit, you not gonna give a fuck about nobody's religion, dog.
Mhm.
And period.
I think it means like I
Period,
think the original meaning of the swastika is like.
And let's even talk about this. And let's talk about this. How come when shit is offensive to like people who are not black, it seems that people pay more attention than when shit is offensive to black people?
It's kind of true because the
am I wrong?
swastika is like basically the number one sign of hate these days. Anyway.
Slavery, mind you.
So,
Slavery?
Well,
IG?
but time out,
Like,
because you know that there's a discussion that people have had about trying to label which one was worse, like Nazi Germany,
let's not compare
slavery,
struggle.
and I'm like, you can't compare people's.
I agree. I don't
that-
compare struggles,
But
but
to your point, I think the most
shit should at least be at the same level. That's all I'm saying.
I think
That's
that
all I'm saying.
it's been oppressed, and they make the Confederate flag not seem as bad as a Nazi swastika. And I am in agreement with you that you should look at them at the same level. Again, I'm not saying that I want to have a Confederate flag.
And I know that's not what you're saying. And I know that's not what you're
I'm
saying.
saying that for some people, they don't interpret what it means to someone else when they do that.
And I understand that, but here, a quick history lesson is all you need to know what the flag means. And that's really it. It's like
that history lesson, you're only going to get it from somebody who knows and is willing to talk to you.
But here's the thing. I've tried having that conversation with people, and you know what? They still don't give a fuck, Ali. So it's like,
maybe it's your presentation.
No, I've had a very calm conversation with several people about this.
Send me to
the shit. The shit don't work, and again, just some people are very convicted. Like there was the story that came out like a couple weeks ago when it was like this racist dude, and he called in like on a C-SPAN show and had a conversation with somebody. I don't know if you guys remember this. And he like ended up changing. Or okay, Ali, you told a story with some racist dude ended up marrying a black woman.
Yes.
Okay.
A former Klansman who married his parole officer who was a black woman.
And those are wonderful stories. Like those are wonderful stories, right? But we have to understand like those stories aren't the norm. Like those are the outliers, bro. Those are the outliers.
I definitely want to hear from Steve and Rob on this. But real quick, were you not the one who just sent me a link to a website that shows the images of America that are always hidden? And it was like interracial couples, people with disabilities and their families. And it was like showing that.
You're talking about the people touching.
Yes.
But again, do you think is that the norm, Ali?
I think the media will play whatever they want to play as the norm. I think those are social.
But in real life, I don't think society at large. I feel like people like the four of us in this chat, I feel like we understand like these kind of things and like, but I don't even think that most
college educated Americans. Yeah.
I just don't think even most people are like us. Like yo, okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us this week on our cuts here. Absolutely subscribe.
We need a new host, man.
Hit like below. Ask me in the comments below to get rid of Black Stefan. I'll be glad. As always, I'm your boy Ali, aka Hoffa, joined by.
I'm Stevie P.
Brujo Mars, Black Stefan.
The Merc. Holla at us later.
And we appreciate you guys, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Peace.